Episode 3, guys, called Don't Get Hit. Here we go. Coming to the Midwest for any tournaments? No current plans. What up, Visions?
We European players know almost everything about American players. A bit like how
favorite player
European
to watch,
basketball
Mango.
fans follow the NBA all the time. It's a bit the same thing, and it's really amazing to suddenly meet all the people, you know, and it's crazy.
Armada cheering alongside Captain Jack.
I'm sitting there doing commentary.
Oh God. This
Next to
incident.
doggy sandwich.
No, yeah. Those guys.
This was sad.
Wait, what?
These
was honestly
murmurs
sad
start
to me.
echoing to the crowd. Isaiah, and you know, eventually we get word of this. They're trying to get Isaiah up. The hype was building that entire time. It's like you put a lid over a boiling pot, and eventually it's going to bubble over. So the crowd is chanting his name, and eventually he walks in, and everyone's just looking around like,
What is my reaction to
this is going
Isaiah
to be
Sandbag? I wish he
Isaiah
didn't, 'cause
versus
he would
Captain
be
Jack
a god
in the
if he
year
had never tried,
2012.
for real.
This is like the best moment of my life.
Okay, just to say, I did not like this at all. Isaiah clearly did not want to play, and he was like pressured into playing by the fact, okay, the crowd starts chanting his name, and then everyone like told him to come to the stage, but Isaiah did not want to play,
And
period.
then the match begins.
Okay, here we go. This is Isaiah.
Donger Duck, Isaiah doesn't play Melee anymore.
You know, I
It's just
always
not,
wanted to do this.
he's not interested in playing Melee.
Isaiah! That's pretty bad. You need to wait for him to do something.
What happened to Doggy
Right now, he's
Sandwich?
just
He's still around, he just,
He's
I
not
guess,
gonna
doesn't go to as
he's
much
getting
stuff.
paid.
He's not as
I
high
say, what,
profile
he got
commentator
slapped.
as like Prog or D1 or
All right.
PK or whatever.
Captain Jack. Just constantly charging heels and throw him at Isaiah. Isaiah's remembering how to play this game. Yeah, it's been a while. He literally just got off of Smash 64, so he probably needs to remember some things, you know.
When he wants to, he's going to turn up the jets. That didn't happen.
So no, Isaiah.
Asm says he can come whenever. Let's see. I'll tell him to leave in like 5 minutes.
Look at all these needles, all these stocks.
This was so
Don't get more
sad.
stock, Isaiah. Don't get 4 stock. Please don't get hit. I don't believe
Was Isaiah
you,
trying to warm up and
Isaiah.
Captain Jack didn't let him? No. Isaiah just did not want to play Melee at this time. Like, he was not interested in playing, period. And the only reason he played is because, A, everyone started chanting his name. That wouldn't have made him do it, but I'm pretty sure once everyone started chanting his name, like, a few people went up to him, like, and probably, like, convinced him to go up there. But he just really didn't want to play.
The crowd is stunned. That was
In hindsight, that was as Isaiah as anything Isaiah's ever done.
Does Asm regret not giving an interview for the doc? I don't think so.
Last time we got a shake, it wasn't that good.
Really?
It was okay.
What kind of shake you get?
Yeah, strawberry. I'm gonna get smoothie this time though. My favorite food is in.
Isaiah's an odd guy, man.
I'm gonna
I
get
love
that
him,
soon.
but he's
Yeah.
definitely odd.
It's wurst and sausages. You know, the one I get is called the Joseph Stalin Dictator Special. Yeah. The Dictator Special, you can't choose the kind of wurst that you get, but the Democracy Special you could pick. Yeah, I think that one costs more.
Isaiah's so weird.
Super Mario World. Oh, the Ninja Turtles game. Yeah. Turtles in Time. Yeah. Final Fight 2.
Turtles in Time was so awesome,
That was
dude.
when
I
you had
love
to go
that
rescue
game.
the girl, right?
I think so.
Did you have a good family life when you were growing up?
My family's not really close. My parents divorced when I was 10. My mom had to work a lot, so she could never be around us too much. But my dad would always take us to like the beach or outside to the creek when we were like little kids.
That's cool. What is it about 64 that keeps you playing it after all these years?
Just something I really like doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like hiking. I'll be hiking for the rest of my life.
Nice.
Kind of like that.
Isaiah's a big hiker.
Might be playing the game until there's no one else left other than me, then I might stop.
Isaiah and I were, on an epic quest to like go to as many tournaments as can to support each other. After every tournament, we would end up splitting the money so we can travel to the next tournament. They're all underground. Not many players enter. We won't make too much money, but enough to get us to the next tournament and hopefully make more money.
Why these family life questions were kept in. He
By
was
the
just
middle
trying to
of
give some
2004,
context to
the
Isaiah's
competitive
life,
melee scene was
because
getting
Isaiah is
big.
very hard to figure
New
out, even
tournaments
for
were
people who knew
larger,
him.
better run.
Do
with
Isaiah and
bigger
Ken
cash
still talk as far
prizes
as I know?
attracting top
Donker
players
Duck, I
from across
don't
the
know
country.
if they still talk,
New
but I would
York's
imagine
Smash
they
for
at least
Cash,
talk occasionally.
MDVA's Getting Schooled, and
But
Melee
I don't know for
FC,
sure.
hosted by the Kish brothers of South.
I was so mad. Okay, this is something I don't think is mentioned in the documentary, but it is mentioned in my history of a Smasher, which is that Mild and I decided to sneak to Smash for Cash. We got a ride with G Regulate. We didn't tell him we were sneaking there, but we told our parents we were like going to Six Flags for the weekend with Asin, which makes no sense because no one goes to Six Flags for the weekend. You go for a day. And like, we were found out the same night we left, so like we just stayed up there because we couldn't have G Regulate like drive us all the way back from New York. But we basically snuck there without our parents' knowledge, and we got grounded for like months. It was really bad because Smash for Cash was not nearly as good a tournament as Melee FC ended up being. So we were like, damn it! If we were gonna sneak out of state for a tournament, we should have made it Melee
Bend,
FC.
Indiana.
Misunderstood enthusiasts living an extraordinary existence for cash.
The very first FC was amazing because I think that was like the second or third time that Ken and Asin had met each other. Like that rivalry was really starting to heating up at that point.
I didn't get to go to FC, and I was really regretting it because it ended up being huge and like a massive success. And the top three was Ken, Az, and Isaiah again, which was crazy.
I think those three in particular, Ken, Asin, and Isaiah, were just a level or two above everybody else, just absolutely without question.
FC also gave birth to a new type of group competition, known as a crew battle. Kish Squared had seen something similar in animes like Yu Yu Hakusho and Flame of Recca, and wanted to try it as an event in Melee. A crew of players would pool their stocks together and compete against other crews, planning lineups and character selections to counter opposing lineups.
Shout out
At
to the
FC,
Ship of Fools for
a
coming
West
up with the
Coast
crew battle
lined up
idea.
to face an East
It was a
Coast
super
crew
cool idea.
for the first time.
Still held up over time.
The West Coast crew ended up being Ken, Isaiah, Mike and Jared from Canada, and me. I went first against Wes and did all right. After me came Jared. He got a stock or two from Wes, but then he lost all of his also. Then was Mike from Canada. He finally eliminated Wes, and then he had to fight Oro's Samus. He lost too many stocks against Wes to really be able to make much of a dent in Oro. So then it was just Ken and Isaiah against Oro's last stock, husband and wife, and Dave and Asin. And so Isaiah just went into beast mode. He went try hard.
Why'd they pick that horrible picture for us? I don't know, some of the pictures were questionable. Senator, you donated? I did not see it. Oh my god, thank you so much. Shout out to Bro. Thank you so much for the donation. Let me...
It was absolutely ridiculous to just see him just plow through like the entire East Coast.
add you to the list.
The Falcon wasn't a
Shout out to
very
Bro.
well-used character back then.
For the donation, I
aggressiveness
appreciate
and
it,
the
man.
speed and the combos and everything that goes with that character, scary. So it's just It was probably more scary.
Damn, you
than
donated another 10?
Other players.
You donated 10 before? Oh my god, I love you,
He was gonna
dude.
need
You were a
it 3
homie.
times
It's now
until
20.
he,
I'm just gonna add it to your
one
previous
crazy
total.
combo. People weren't
What
really
a
used to that
homie.
back then.
He's one of the most technical
Shout out to
old school
Signer,
players
bro.
I know, like till this day. Like he's even more technical than Ken or everyone. It's just that so sometimes he be over.
He's even more technical than Ken or everyone.
Falcons players, they don't play to win.
Yeah,
They play to have
Isaiah
fun.
was easily the most
Everyone cheers for the Falcon player.
the most technical player for the first like 4 years of Melee.
Isaiah's like
Easily too.
He
Like
has
no
all
one
the
came
technical
close.
stuff from 64.
He used to
but
do stuff like shield
it doesn't
dropping.
look like he was trying to win back when he was playing his fight. He was just trying to like
Shield
chase a crowd.
dropping, wave landing off the edge, all
he's a
kinds of
weird
crazy
guy.
stuff when no one else
I know
used to do
Gannon
it.
has told me like he would just send him a random instant message. So what's a Krabby Patty? Like
We have conversations with him. He can like kind of predict what you're gonna say. So when you say hi, and he's like, no. It's like, okay.
He was just very goofy, very shy. He would say like a couple words, but they'd always make you laugh. He used to have this guy called Mr. Happy. I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
It's just this massage tool that he had. It was just like this weird back massage, and like
Dude, this thing. Alright, no
He's
homo,
been,
this
like,
thing felt so
all
good
about
when
Mr.
Isaiah
Happy.
gave you a
You just,
massage
like,
with
massage
this.
your back
Like,
for a minute.
Some people say no, but he'll still force it on you.
my interview comes up in here. This interview, look at Mewtwo King just chilling in the back. Mewtwo King for some reason was just lurking in this entire interview. I don't know why.
It felt good. I'm not gonna lie.
People loved him for that because it was different. It was unique.
I have 2 friends. I could have more friends, but
Conka, I'm not doing anything specifically for
and
the Smash 4 release.
They're far away, you know?
I'll probably play on Sunday when I get back from Qatar.
can't hang out so easily. Don't talk to too many.
Shupler, yes.
Melee.
Isaiah
After
easily
I
could have been
stopped
that good.
It just stopped being fun for you?
Yeah. Stop being fun.
Competitive Melee had grown to the point where business opportunities were becoming hard to ignore. Among a few failed startups, one company outshone all the rest and helped to begin a new era for Smash.
Shout out to MLG. When MLG first got in the scene, it was so fucking crazy, man. Like,
business opening up, Major League Gaming.
it was just so beyond like anything we had ever expected from Smash. It was basically like our ideal future, like what Smash could be one day, but it was already here because MLG was doing it now. So that was what was really crazy about MLG. Like, we didn't expect Smash to be esports
to
that
pick out
soon,
the popular
basically.
games to add to the roster. Usually at tournaments, I'd have to win doubles and singles to get like $800. If I was just to win singles alone, that's $1,000.
They had the legit amount of prize money with these extra goodies for winning as well.
Well, there was MLG girls going around, you know, giving hugs and whatnot.
They had all these like hot chicks
Giving
lined up,
hugs
giving
and
out
whatnot.
goodies. Like we took our pictures with them, which I thought was awesome at the time.
You know, it felt good because it was the first step
Oh my God,
out
that
of
was
the
such a
underground
nerd.
tournament scene.
T-games, oh god.
Are you gonna use that footage for? Who's he teaming with? I don't. Vans?
Yeah. Not Vans like the beach player. Vans like she's a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was
I don't know why he kept this part in here.
that Asian chick?
Remember her?
Vaguely.
She went to Super Chan combo.
Yeah, I remember her barely. She has glasses.
Yeah.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Welcome back to episode 3 of the MLG Vidcast. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, coming at you from the MLG studios here in New York City.
Shout out to
My favorite
Puckett.
part about teams is how good it feels when you win, because you guys did it together and you worked together to do it.
You always have to be there. You can't be a selfish player and sit there and camp all day.
This team's interview was hilarious.
First
Isaiah.
individual that comes
is
to my
definitely the
mind
best.
when I think about amazing teams players is Isaiah.
If you've seen Isaiah, what he does best
God, my
is
voice.
he is always there for Ken.
It's just Isaiah just tearing a hole through everything in his path.
Isaiah is, without question, the best teams player to ever play the game. I don't think anyone would challenge that. And when you put him in a team with the best singles player at the time, it was absolutely daunting, and playing them was ridiculous because they would play with Marth Falcon, and if you somehow found a way to get the edge over Marth Falcon, they just play Marth Sheik, and then it was just stupid. Isaiah Sheik is dumb, is stupid, is ridiculous. You feel like he's breaking the game, and it's not even any fun to play against.
Isaiah Sheik was absurd. Okay, there used to be like a legend about Isaiah Sheik. Like, okay, Isaiah plays Falcon, but if he really cared about winning, and he didn't sandbag, and he went all out to win, he would play Sheik every game, and he would never lose. Like, that was what we had in our heads, because that pretty much felt like the case whenever we got the chance to play Isaiah Sheik, which usually was only in teams.
By the balls and doesn't let you go.
They grab forehand to get combo off. Oh no, they missed the up throw. The Jigglypuff can really die easily at this percent, so can PC. Oh no, here goes PC.
This comeback was absolutely insane. But, hold on, let me see if I can go back to where PC fucked up horribly.
Without question the best teams player to ever play the game. I don't think anyone
PC
would challenge that.
fucked up so horribly at this part, where he could have just easily ended this.
It was absolutely daunting, and playing them was ridiculous because they would play with Marth Falcon, and if you somehow found a way to get the edge over Marth Falcon, they just play Marth Sheik, and then it was just stupid. Isaiah Sheik is dumb.
Okay, look right here. This is Game 5. PC and King. For those of you that don't know who King is, he was an old school Jigglypuff, briefly part of DBR from California, who was really good, but for like a short period of time randomly. But him and PC, this was MLG Chicago 2006, and him and PC are on the verge right here of beating Ken and Isaiah. As you can see, it's 2-1, Game 5 on Rainbow Cruise.
Stupid is ridiculous.
And I'll show you where PC fucks up.
And it's not even any
Isaiah was the Sheik.
It gets you by the balls and doesn't let you go.
They grab.
Look at this right here. PC gets Isaiah in a grab, but he does not throw him up. He throws him forward or something, or instead of back, or something to just keep him up here as the stage is moving up. That probably would have killed Isaiah in some way. He throws him forward, probably on accident, but that was simply what ruined the whole 2v1.
Oh no, here goes PC.
Great back air from Isaiah.
King versus Isaiah.
But I mean, this was still ridiculous. Like, the composure from Isaiah obviously was absurd.
Oh, Isaiah goes for the up air and he missed. Oh!
You know what cracks me up too? Okay, look right here. There's Isaiah and Ken. Isaiah gets up because he's pumped. Look at Mystique come up and like push Isaiah. He's like, "Good job, man," and he just pushes him. Look.
Huge comeback by Ken and Isaiah, and they won the fifth match against PC.
I love this room.
Isn't it great?
No one but us. You know, not like hundreds of loud people. You know, just peaceful. You know, New Jersey has some good tap water. Way better than San Jose.
Did you like San Jose?
Isaiah's talked to me about tap water before.
I do like
It's
San
quite
Jose.
random.
Especially now because of the hills. I'm a hiker. Yeah. And NorCal is good because year round, you have to worry about a bunch of snow.
Do I hate M2K? No. I just thought that was hilarious.
You might have to worry about mountain lions, but I've never seen one.
I always imagine myself fighting off
Yeah, I did that too. I imagined myself kicking a mountain lion off like a cliff, and I was saving a little girl from mountain lions. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I daydream a lot. I think of things happening that haven't happened.
600 viewer hype.
Happening. Like I pretend I'm talking to someone. You think some people just naturally get along? Yeah, right?
I do think Isaiah has a lot of good
I hate
insight.
it when like you're really into
You just have
someone
to kind of
and the other
dig
person
it
doesn't
out.
really care. That sucks.
Do you know why Isaiah is so good on teams? When there's someone else on the line, he will play his heart out. But in singles, you don't see that from Isaiah. You don't. It's not choking. He just doesn't care.
He has that capability to be the best player on that day.
So
If he
true,
doesn't
man.
wanna
And
tap
this is
into that,
something.
doesn't want to harness it, it's a futile battle.
Almost never gave it his all in singles, especially after the first few years, game over, FC, things like that he would try at, but the MLGs, he started giving less and less of a crap about singles as time went on.
Isaiah is definitely the player that created like sandbagging to the extent it reached, because he would intentionally lose to like really bad players.
Eventually got to the point where like people didn't even consider Isaiah a threat in singles, not because he wasn't good, because he never tried.
He just didn't.
That's so true, and it's so sad because like it's crazy to think about how good he would have been if he did try. But he never had a passion for Melee. I mean, he might have briefly had a passion for Melee for like a year or two after it came out, but he like I remember he came up to me at one tournament like, I lost my zeal. Like out of nowhere he just said that to me, like, I lost my zeal chilling, dude. And I'm like, what? Like he's like, I don't know, I don't care about this game anymore. And like it was like, I think it was Smash for Cash in New York 2004, so it was pretty early on, and he just like, it was sad kind of in a way because he was so fucking talented. Like he could have beat everyone and done it in like spectacular fashion, but he just didn't feel like doing it. So that's what sucks about
I guess
Isaiah.
he'd go like Peach on like Poke Floats. That was intentionally him just deciding, oh, I'll let this guy win.
Sometimes I think that Isaiah didn't want to take the victory away from the person across from him. I think he'd rather lose and see the next person win than win himself and see the person across from him bummed out.
That's kind of true in a way what Wife just said. I don't think it's really that though. I think he just didn't care about the game, but the reason he always tried in teams is because he had someone relying on him and he didn't want to let that person down. And I definitely think that's true, that Isaiah always tried in teams solely because he didn't want to let his teammate down, and that's why he was always the best at teams.
Isaiah's too shy though. I spend all the time with him.
As with Asin, similar, very quiet people. I don't know that crippling is fair, but certainly a shyness that just absolutely changed the way he went through life and the way he went through the Smash community.
What's your name?
Why you guys
Say your name.
look at the camera, dog?
Where are you from?
Because I'm too lazy to talk.
Yo, your brother destroyed me. It wasn't even like funny. It was just sad. It was just sad.
I definitely don't know really what's inside him. I don't know how many people do, but I get the feeling that he's
When did
hiding
fan
a
stages
certain
become a
amount of
thing? Very
personality.
early,
And I have often
Obi-Wan.
suspected that he always hid a
By
little bit of
2003,
pain. And I don't know
there were
that,
already
I
stage
don't
bans.
know his story really, but I do think it's interesting. His tag is little known where it came from. Isai is how you pronounce that, but it's just Isaiah is just kind of what he's called, and it sounds like it's this thing that it's not. And the tag he puts on his on Melee when he plays, the girl that he likes, a girl we don't really know a lot about.
Yeah, I always heard this too, that Isaiah picked Mel for some girl, and then later he picked VI, which a lot of people assume was a Roman numeral 6, but I think it was short for Vivian. So, but we never really learned anything about those girls. Like, Isaiah was not the type of person that would, like, talk about that stuff a lot publicly.
There's someone here I want to be friends with. Yeah. But I don't think she wants to be friends with me.
No? Was it your playing partner?
Yeah.
How do you know she doesn't?
I guess he's talking about Vans here.
Just the way she acts around me. I have low self-confidence.
Why was Rainbow Cruise legal for so long? Excellent question. I don't know.
When I talk in front of people.
Public speaking is the #1 fear phobia in
Yeah, people like to say that. I'll say that's the #1 response to that fear.
Even as the team of Ken and Isaiah continued
Vance
undefeated,
isn't Mel? No.
their singles careers slowly
Different
diverged. Besides an anomalous 9th place finish at TG6, Ken continued to place first at every major tournament he attended. By the end of 2004, Ken had won the MLG National Championship in New York and was the #1 ranked player in the country.
And right after this MLG National Championship, which for some reason isn't very talked about, the MLG Championship of 2004, where I think Captain Jack got second behind Ken, but no one ever brings it up. But that was, I think, what led to Asin's initial retiring phase. If those of you that don't know, Asin took extended breaks from the game frequently throughout from 2004 to 2007, and came back and was just as good as when he left off, and we were always surprised by it. But this was, I think, doing kind of bad at MLG finals. I think he got 4th at MLG finals this year. He lost to Ken and Captain Jack, I believe, and that's why he took his first break.
But for Isaiah, the singles bracket was becoming a burden.
He's very weird in the aspects of competing in 1v1. He doesn't really want to try too hard. Every single time I beat him, I usually would apologize and be like, "Oh, sorry, Isaiah," or something like that, you know, because I know he's not always playing his best against me or anybody that he likes or his friends he would play his best against.
The two teammates stepped into 2005 and
Triple
the
me on
first tournament
Captain
of
Jack,
the
I actually
year,
remember that too.
an independent major based out of
First
Dallas,
tournament of the
Texas,
year.
called The Most. It would be a notable tournament for several reasons. The state-of-the-art projector, the stadium-like seating for the finals.
Tiny Boss, absolutely yes, Isaiah could have been better than Ken if he tried. That's what... Here, I think I say it toward the end of this episode. When I say what I say about Isaiah, it's still
And
entirely
for the first
true.
time ever, Isaiah
I'll
would give
pause
it his
it and
all
reiterate.
against Ken.
I don't think the East Coast players wanted to go to that, so it's basically me and Isaiah against the Midwest and Caveman, Rob, and
Although
Sulu.
Team Ben went to
Caveman and
this.
Benny were our best players, and so we'd have them fight Ken and Isaiah.
By
to see
East
if they could
Coast
do
players, he
something.
meant
they,
like H2IL NBA,
They
basically.
could not do it. So we had Ken and Isaiah finals. The winner of most three got a cape. It was a black cape, and there was a big like silver kind of sword design on the back of it.
Shout out to
and so I
DOH.
think Isaiah really won that cape because he played to win.
I love the music in this and the whole everything. Shout out to Samox, man. Great filmmaker. Donger Duck, he's probably top 3. Best all time. Like him, Mango Armada, maybe. Asim's up there too. Asim probably be 4th.
It was unbelievable. I felt like they were both playing really well, and it was the first like really hyped finals, like people doing crazy stuff.
There's something that Isaiah doesn't hear that's like absurd even for now. He's first hit of Nair there, which was really good. Just like you can look at Isaiah's movement and you can tell that like Falcons of today move about that well or slightly better, but like
everyone usually
the point is that Isaiah could already move that well in 2004. 2005, I think technically this was like January 2005. Oh, it's Thanksgiving next week. Beta Clay, I might take a week off then. I do realize now that it's Thanksgiving next week, so I might take a week off. I didn't plan to do 3 episodes anyway, so this was a good start. I'll probably take a week off next week and then resume 2 Thursdays from now, since it's Thanksgiving. I'll be too busy in a food coma.
It was just sort of like
Nice
these two people who were
Tidman
just,
spike.
like, so above the rest of us, like mere mortals, like putting on an exhibition.
Yeah, I mean it's always like a question mark that I'm sure a lot of old school pro
Coming up
players
from
have
the
had.
tour
Like,
deficit,
what if Isaiah
the
cared
odds are
about
never
singles?
in your favor.
How different would the history of
girl
Smash
there,
be?
You know, one of his Smash 64 friends, I think her name is Melissa. That's why he always had the tag of Mel.
You know, sometimes you have an additional reason to put a little extra.
Melissa was actually cheering him on. And I really think like if she actually went to every tournament and supported Isaiah in like his singles career, he would probably be the best. I think he became a Super Saiyan that tournament.
He became Super Saiyan. Ken says a lot of corny stuff in the doc, but it still gets the point across well, even though it's corny. Look at that waveland. No one was doing stuff like that at the time. Like, it was unheard of. Look, He went out there for another knee. And then he died because of it, but he didn't care. He's still going to win this match because he's Isaiah. Look at this. Oh my god. Dude, okay, this type of stuff just was not happening in 2005, man. Like, no one was close to doing this stuff. Uh-oh. So good. Like, no one would go for aggressive edge guards like that in 2005. Isaiah was he's also one of the most creative players I've ever seen. And then he two-stocked on last game.
That was like Smash
Caveman
was
third
along
place.
With this, and then like people saw that, and like that's possible in the game. Then like the curve of the game grew. Like people started getting so good so fast, and it's probably all because of that set.
That was the first tournament where I got utterly raped. Like it was kind of close, but let's be honest, I got raped.
Link to the video. Just go to YouTube and type
standard,
in
I guess,
most
Falcon
3
player.
MOAST
Like,
3
we never saw
finals.
people moving around like that. Everyone used to love watching him. People would just talk about him playing. Like we just talk about Isaiah for 2 hours, and that seemed to be the case with New York. Like Ken was known as the best, but we'd always talk about Isaiah.
That's gonna be tough.
Yep.
I haven't had a tough life though. I've had an easy life. That's why I think I'm really sensitive. It's because I've had an easy life. Yeah. Nothing's really like toughing me up. I've been getting better though. Yeah. I think so. So yeah. Take a
This part's a little sad.
Some things take more practice than others to be good at.
After most 3, Isaiah for the most part returned to his old ways, but his spectacular performance against his teammate and the #1 ranked Smasher turned him into a legend. When asked by those seeking advice, Isaiah responded simply with a phrase which would soon become a mantra: "Don't get hit."
This was so funny when people used to ask Isaiah for advice in Smash, he would just say, "Don't get hit." And that was like his only advice. That's where that whole phrase comes from.
Sure, that's it. But I might still have it.
Did you really?
I don't know if I still have it. I would not be surprised if it's gone.
He has this thing about him where, at least in his prime, it seemed like he could literally pick when he wanted to win. Like he could just decide, okay, now I want to win, and he could win that match if he felt like it. I'm sure like a lot of old school players will tell you this as well. He had this kind of aura about him that just seemed unbeatable if he felt like it.
And this is entirely 100% true. And the perfect example that I always give of this, TG6 we went over already. You guys saw how Chu completely bodied Isaiah. Chu always beat Isaiah really bad. It was just the way it went for a long time. Like, I don't think Isaiah took a single tournament match off Chu until they were scheduled to play each other in MLG 2006 finals, Vegas. They were scheduled to play each other round 1 because Chu was 2nd seed and Isaiah was 7th seed. And randomly, Isaiah goes into the thread, the Smashboards thread for MLG, which no one really posted in that much anyway. And Isaiah randomly goes in the thread and posts, "I'm gonna beat Daniel." Daniel, of course, referring to Chu. Isaiah had a habit of referring to all Smashers by their first name, their first real name. And he goes, "I'm gonna beat Daniel." And like, he had never taken a single tournament match off of before. So it's like, I mean, you can say that, but like, it's hard to believe you. Isaiah 3-0'd Chu at that tournament. And the additional crazy thing about it is that this was the first tournament ever that Chu knew about wobbling. Chu had practiced wobbling, and Chu started trying to wobble. But Isaiah still 3-0'd him before never having taken a single match off him in tournament. Just because he felt like beating him, he 3-0'd him. And then Isaiah went 2-out after that. He got 5th. Like, he didn't
Which,
care.
you know, didn't happen too often. But that's also why he was such a monster in teams, because he always tried in teams. So, you know, because I guess he didn't want to let his teammate down or whatever.
In the future, what do you see yourself doing?
still be hiking, playing SSB. Hopefully, making friends.
This was MLG 2006 finals. Look it up.
I think we got a lot.
Isaiah destroyed
You got
Chill.
all you need?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes,
Yeah,
Vegas.
This is me, Isaiah. Smash guy, I guess.
It's an odd dude, man, but definitely
Oh,
cool
you
story.
understand. This is
So much
Destiny.
talent.
We play right now.
It's almost unseen in any competitive thing I've ever seen in my life.
With him, he would just be all over you.
He was rude and he was selfish.
And he'd go online and talk mad trash. Mad trash.
I saw the Ken combo and I was like,
I mean, they're like, oh, yeah,
Why did he want to
you know,
beat
like
you
this
so
big.
badly?
How
No
much
one
do you know about
knows,
yourself?
really.
You never had a nemesis.
Dude, are you serious? Like, is this really that hype?
I like how I end up being most of the cliffhangers for some reason. Eric Kimball, I already did the giveaway, unfortunately, but all
After Isaiah
subscribers
won,
were
he gave the
eligible to
cake to
win
my
an
team.
amiibo.
We did Falcon Dojo, where we all went on FD with Falcon. It was me and Jeff and Dark Rain and Isaiah. He'd just be like showing us stuff. Just be like, oh, try this. And he'd like show us something that we should do. And he said, here, practice this, it'll make you really good. Every now and again, like, he'd get angry and he'd be like, no, you're doing it wrong. He'd come to us.
He went to Hayato's house at one point. I guess Hayato was getting in a fight with his parents, and Isaiah just walks into the room and goes, oh, no, and then he runs away.